Thank you so much for joining us today to talk about building a successful career in the Microsoft space. This is a webinar that's designed for people who are not yet in the Microsoft ecosystem and who are considering a career change so that you can explore the opportunity and you can start building your career development strategy. Right now, we're going through a bit of a crisis worldwide, and many people are struggling or feeling uncertain. And as Warren Buffett says, in times of uncertainty, the best investment you can make is in yourself. So it's a really good idea that you're here to look into new areas for potential training and professional development. If you're currently unfulfilled in your role, or you're feeling like you're not making quite enough money, you're not given enough opportunities, or you're worried about the security of your job, then Microsoft Technologies might be a great area for you. For example, if you're an accountant or business analyst or anybody with a deep experience of a specific industry, you already have skills that likely can transfer very well into the Microsoft world and will be valued by employers there. So the goal of today is to support you to determine if Microsoft Technologies and Microsoft Careers can be the right next step for you. You're going to walk away with an idea of what's possible in the space for you and clear next steps if you decide that you wish to build a career plan and start training into this new area. If you have any questions as I speak, please pop them into the chat and my colleagues will be answering those for you. We have quite a packed agenda today, so I'll be doing my best to give you as much information as possible. We're going to start by talking to you about the Microsoft ecosystem opportunity from a career point of view and what makes it attractive to professionals right now. Then we're going to give you a few essential pieces of information to support you finding out if it's right for you as a career choice. We're going to give you a couple of examples of roles that you could be taking on if you decide to join the Microsoft ecosystem. Then we're going to talk a little bit about career expansion prospects so that you know as well beyond the first role, what are the opportunities and the possibilities. And finally, we're going to give you the next steps for getting trained and hired in the Microsoft ecosystem if you decide that that's something that excites you and that you want to explore further. A few words about me. I'm Sandra Kutsenko. I've been in the Microsoft ecosystem for over 8 years. I'm the leader of the Microsoft Learning Partner Practice at 365 Talent Portal, and I've been specializing in learning and career development forever. So I've been supporting employers in the Microsoft ecosystem to find and nurture talent, and then I've been supporting talent to find the right training solutions. And then just a few words about 365 Talent Portal. So as mentioned just now, we're a Microsoft Learning partner. We're also a hiring solution. We support candidates to find jobs. We support employers to find candidates. We have a Microsoft Partner Practice Building Service. And so overall, we're kind of a hub for Microsoft technology success. And because of that, we're very well positioned in the industry in terms of network, in terms of opportunities, and in terms of overall product knowledge as well. Now, I'd like to pause just for a quick moment because I'm very curious about what brings you here. So I'll give you 30 seconds. I would love it if you could pop in the chat a few words about what brings you to the webinar and where you are in your career change so that we know a little bit about you. Just quickly. Someone's just nosy. I love this, Peter. All right, I'll move on, but you can keep typing if you're still typing. I would love to know what brings people here. All right. Now, why should you or why might you want to consider a Microsoft career? So first and foremost, the software market as a whole has been growing for some time and it's still projected to grow quite a bit over the next few years. And more specifically, cloud solutions are very successful right now and projected, the cloud market's projected to more than double in size between 2002 and 2022 and 2026 in Europe. And within the cloud solutions, Microsoft technologies are very well positioned and also growing a lot at the moment. So you've got this bubble of opportunity where the market is growing and also the stack is growing because Microsoft's quite an innovative company and they keep coming up with new solutions, new technologies, or new evolutions to their technology. So it's a very active space. And as a result, the opportunities and the space are growing much faster than the talent pool. And so for years, ever since I've been in the space, it's been a constant challenge that there are not enough people to implement Microsoft solutions. So most of the partners that we work with in the Microsoft ecosystem tell us that their main obstacle for growth is that they do not have enough people on their teams to deliver on their clients' demand. That means that getting trained and certified into this space gives you a really good chance to find jobs that are going to be exciting and give you a lot of opportunities for further development as well. And then in terms of choice, you also get to work with a wide range of technologies or choose from a wide range of technologies because Microsoft, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, has a variety of solutions, a variety of roles across business roles and technical roles and even sales, training. So it's not just for developers. There's this misconception that you have to be a technical person to work as a Microsoft consultant, and that is just not true. So there's varied roles, there's varied employer types, and there's also a great community of people who network together, support each other. You've got peer support, you've got events as well, very exciting events. So there's a lot happening, and overall it's quite active and supportive as an area to work in. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about ideal backgrounds because the goal of a career change is for it to be successful for you. And as the work that we've been doing over the past many years, we've identified that there's a number of backgrounds that drastically increase your chances of getting hired after you're trained and certified. So it's roles like accountants, business analysts, system engineers or systems administrators, consultants from other cloud solutions, other ERP solutions, other CRM solutions, or anybody with a very deep and specific industry knowledge in an area that can be then translated into Microsoft space. So if you've got one of those backgrounds, you very likely have skills that will transfer very well into Microsoft technologies and make you quite attractive to employers. If you do not have one of these backgrounds and you're interested in a Microsoft career, don't give up. We're going to give you contact details further down the line, and feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to talk to you about your professional project and see if there's areas for you to grow into this space. Now, I want to give you a quick overview of what you would be doing as a Microsoft consultant. Understanding that, of course, there's a wide range of roles, like I said, so I can't be too specific, but I can give you some kind of an idea of the spirit behind Microsoft careers. And basically, whatever your role is, your goal will be to support employers, support businesses to leverage Microsoft technologies so that they can achieve more. So that's the goal. You're going to be working with businesses. They're going to be having a challenge with their systems, their data, their business processes. Something's going to not be working quite the way they want. And you're going to be here to bring a technology solution to the problem, make them more effective, empower them, and make them more successful. To do this, you're going to be working very likely as a part of a team that is a combination of business consultants, salespeople, technical consultants, and you're very likely as well to be working on a project basis. In many cases, there's exceptions. One thing that's also important to know about the Microsoft space is that it's going to require you to learn regularly and give you many opportunities to learn as well, because the technologies evolve, new opportunities come through, and there's always going to be new things for you to know about. Now, to be a little bit more specific about the types of opportunities that you can get. So, like I said, there's a variety of technologies, roles, employers, employment types, and career growth opportunities. Um, some of it I'll dive into later on, but for now, I just want to walk you very quickly to the 5 different solution areas in the technology space to give you an idea of the different ways you could direct yourself. So first, you've got Azure, which is the Microsoft Cloud solution, growing a lot right now. You've got Modern Workplace, which is about employee productivity. So it's your Microsoft Office tools, Microsoft Teams, those sorts of tools. You've got Microsoft Security, which is about protecting systems from external attacks. And then you've got Microsoft Dynamics 365, which is Microsoft's ERP and CRM set of solutions for companies. And finally, Microsoft Power Platform, which is the Microsoft low-code solution that enables companies to automate processes. And then within each of these technologies, you have a wide range of roles, including engineers and administrators, the functional consultants who are more on the business side, the developers that are more on the technical side, sales and pre-sales people that support customers to make the right choices in technologies. And then you can evolve into being a trainer, solution architect, a program lead. And then types of employers. So I just want to quickly run through the fact that you can work for potentially Microsoft partners, potentially Microsoft end users, potentially large ISVs. And within each of these employer types, you can work from the smallest startup companies to large international conglomerates. So that still gives you, a very open world to get into. And then even when you start, you can always redirect yourself in slightly different directions while still staying in the Microsoft ecosystem. Now, a quick set of questions. So first, in order to support you to assess yourself, I would like to invite you to think about what is missing from your career right now. And I'll give you again 30 seconds just to start, and you may need to continue this after this because we've got a lot of content to cover. But what's missing from your career right now that's bringing you here? And based on what you've heard so far, what do you think becoming a Microsoft consultant would bring to you? So giving you just a moment to start this. You are very welcome to share this on the chat as well if you would like, but at least write it down for yourself. The third question I will be sharing with you when we send you the recording, so that, again, that's something I invite you to think about. What can you leverage from your existing experience? But right now we're short on time, so let's focus on the first two. All right, so now I will continue. Feel free to keep taking some notes if you need to, but I wanted to give you a couple of examples of roles that are available in the Microsoft ecosystem so that you have a bit more of an idea of what's possible. So the first role I want to talk about is finance functional consultant. And in a few words, I'm going to talk to you about Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance. It's part of the Microsoft ERP solution. And it's an application which empowers businesses to enhance their financial health through analytics and data, and manage and automate their finance business processes. And in turn, that reduces their financial risk. So as a functional consultant in Dynamics 365 Finance, you would analyze your clients' financial tools and processes. You would compare this with their current goals and challenges, and you would work with them to plan and design a solution that leverages the capabilities of Microsoft Dynamics to solve their challenges and empower them to maximize what they're doing and just work better as a whole, reduce risk, reduce their fears. The typical salary range in the UK for this role starts at around 65k per year for a junior resource, so that would be where you are when you start, and then can go all the way up to 150k for a senior resource. to give you an idea of the opportunity. Now, Power Platform functional consultant. So the salary range is similar. And in terms of the tasks, functional consultant, that would also be very similar, where you're supporting customers to improve their business processes through a Microsoft solution. Here, the difference is that instead of Dynamics 365 Finance, you would be working with Power Platform, which is a group of solutions that is all about automating business processes in a low-code way. And then they can, so through Power Platform, they can develop their app experiences. So they can develop internal apps that makes it easier for them to work together. They can connect with customers better. They can gather and display data in ways that empower them. And it's a solution, Power Platform, that's growing a lot right now. It's very successful and businesses are really loving it. So as a tip, good area to get into. Okay, a few words about possible career development prospects. So say you get into your first role, for example, as a functional consultant, where could that take you next? So you would be able to develop yourself horizontally. And an example of that is if you start as a finance functional consultant, you would be able, once you're comfortable with finance, you could say, okay, well, now I want to learn how to implement the HR module of Microsoft Dynamics. So you could train yourself horizontally into another area of Dynamics and then start working on more projects or help your customers with more areas of their own projects. There's the vertical progression, so to move to a solution architect, which is a more strategic role, and then eventually potentially to practice lead, where you're actually leading other Dynamics consultants strategically. You could also develop and become a Microsoft certified trainer, supporting other consultants to get trained and certified the way that you have done already. And even you can get into business ownership. And actually, a number of the Microsoft consultants we work with have their own businesses, are growing their practices, they're hiring other consultants to work with them. So that's something that's very possible in this space if you've got an entrepreneurial spirit. Now, this is a slide that's for you to work on later. So again, we'll send this to you. And it's a couple of questions to encourage you to think about your longer term career growth, because if you've got those established, it'll be much easier for you to finalize your decision about the Microsoft space, see if it's really the right area for you. So I invite you in your own time to answer these two questions for yourself and then compare them to what we've talked about the Microsoft growth options and see if this is something that's a match. Now, if you like what you've heard so far and you think, okay, that sounds interesting, that sounds exciting, what do you do next? Because obviously you're at the very beginning. So there's a number of things that you need to do in order to find your path and build your career plan in the Microsoft space. And so your first step is to pick your Microsoft technology of choice if you don't already have it. We're going to send you this. So these are the 5 technology areas that we have talked to you about. And if you're not certain, we're going to send you these links that will allow you to find out more about each technology and determine, based on your background, your goals, the type of customers you want to support, which one is the right one for you. So that's your first step. Pick your technology if you don't have it already. If you have your technology, you might actually also want to think about specific areas of the technology that are important to you. For example, with Azure, you can specialize in data management. You can specialize in AI. With Dynamics, there's different areas you can specialize in as well. So explore all of that and find out your technology, your area of starting points. And then within this technology, you need to choose your role. So we've got this list of roles that we discussed. Are you more of a business type of consultant? Are you more of a developer? And if you need something more specific, we've got this resource that's called Microsoft Learn Career Connected, where Microsoft have begun to put together descriptions of the different roles that are available in the space. Now, if you still need help, because we understand it's a lot of information to go through and it can be a little confusing if you're new. So if you feel like you could benefit from support in refining your career project, there's a link here you can click to book a free skilling consultation with me. And we'll go over your background, your goals, your aspirations, and we'll make sure that you build a plan that's right for you. So we'll help you pick your technology, we'll help you pick your role, we'll help you make sure that it's aligned with your backgrounds and your aspirations. Now, once you have your technology and your role, you're going to need to get trained and certified. And so here, I want to give you some tips for picking your training solutions and some info about the options that are available to you. So first of all, when you get trained into the Microsoft ecosystem, you need to target official Microsoft content and certification courses. Certifications are very important, especially if you're new, because they prove that you have acquired a certain set of skills. So those two elements, make sure they're there, whatever training solution you choose. If you are in career transition, you're also going to want a solution that's adapted to you as a career changer. Something that allows you to transition safely by staying in your role while you're training and then while you're looking for a job. Yes, absolutely. I will be sending these slides. I see this is being asked. Yes, 100%. You will receive by email the slides. So a solution that allows you to stay in your role. A solution that is affordable. One of the challenges with Microsoft training is that very often it can be expensive. And if your company is paying for it and training you, it's great. But if you're paying for it as an individual, it can be a little steep in a time of crisis. And also, very importantly, if you're not coming from a Microsoft background, you're going to want some solution that prepares you for the Microsoft job market and supports you to be attractive to employers, especially when you go after your very first role without the prior industry experience. Your traditional options are Microsoft Learn, which is an official Microsoft website that gives you free self-paced resources. And it's great. It's a really good website. However, it can be complex to navigate and you are left alone with your learning. So it can be tough to find your way. You don't have a lot of hands-on practice. And, well, it has its upsides and then it has its drawbacks. Your other option is instructor-led training, which is great because then you are in a room or in a virtual call with a Microsoft certified trainer who walks you through all the concepts, does labs with you, answers all your questions. Now, the challenge with instructor-led training is it's a little expensive and also it requires taking time off to train because very often it's going to be over a full week. And also, neither of the solutions actually prepare you for the Microsoft job market. So they do not cover things like how to customize your CV, how to optimize your profiles, what are the skills you already have that will help employers see your value. So that's something that's missing from traditional training, and that's important to be aware of. So that's where we come in. We've built a solution designed for career changers to address all of these challenges. So it's our Career Changer Academy for people who come from professional backgrounds and want to get into the Microsoft space. And the way we've done this is we've built it as a guided self-paced experience where you're doing it in your own time outside of your work hours. And at the same time, you are being guided in terms of the knowledge that you need to go for, what do you need to study every week. We check in with you once a week as well. So there's an hour a week that is a live hour where we ensure you're on track. We give you further advice and guidance. You get access to a Microsoft certified trainer as well to support you to prepare for your certification. And we guarantee that we work with you until you get your certification, even if you don't get it from the beginning. So, for example, yes, say you try it once, you fail. We'll keep working with you so long as obviously you follow our advice and you go through the training. We'll make sure that you actually get that. And then we support you to optimize your job search. So those are all the elements that we've identified you need to be successful. And to make it affordable, we've made it from a cost that ranges from £1,000 to £1,500 per person for the whole path, which is much, much more affordable than something you would get by purchasing instructor-led training. We have 2 cohorts that are starting in March. and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them, but they are about the two roles that we talked about earlier, Dynamics 365 Finance Functional Consultant, and then Dynamics 365 Power Platform, Functional Consultant. So you can go and have a look. We'll send the slides. You can click the link and see, learn a little bit more about the program and see if this is something that could support you to transition. So more specifically, how we support you as a company and how we can help you with this. So our unique approach here is that we provide you with a lot of career advice and coaching. So we're going to first make sure you've got the right career project, the right career goals, and we're going to help you to refine it as you go. We share, we've got a lot of experience with the Microsoft ecosystem. So we've designed the training solution with that in mind, using our expertise. The trainers that will come in are amazing trainers we've been working with for years, with a lot of knowledge to guide you to be successful. With the network we have, we also can open some doors for you. And we have over 10 years of experience supporting employers and candidates in the Microsoft ecosystem. So that means we've got a lot that we can share about being attractive for an employer, building your candidate profile, preparing for interviews. And all of that is packed into the program to ensure you're successful in your career transition. Now, a few more questions. So first of all, based on what you've heard, I'm curious to know, at this stage, do you think that the Microsoft opportunity matches your career aspirations? How close are you to making a decision about moving into the space? And what are you missing right now? How can we support you from this point where we are now at the end of this webinar to make the right career choice? So again, I'll give you some time. I would love to see your answers in the chat. And I see there's been a lot of interesting comments in the chat as well. I see Elena's been responding a little bit. So if there's any unanswered questions and discussions, I will be following up with you so that, well, we can be sure that your concerns are addressed and you get everything that you need. So I see a question here about lots of advertised roles for Dynamics. Does the Dynamics 365 Finance Functional Consultant Program require a finance background? It does not require it. The finance background will make you, will give you a big edge if you're getting in, because it's a big part of working with a system, but that's something you can pick up as you go. That's something you can learn. And if you've got other strengths and other professional background, for example, working with different ERP solutions, then you might still be able to transition. So if you need personalized advice, I would invite you to come and speak to us a little more, and we can support you to build your project. On that note, so I see a few more questions, but let me just finish here with this last slide. So if you have some degree of an interest in the two roles we've presented, or even in some others, you can come and apply now to the March cohorts. Now, when you apply, what happens is it's not a commitment just yet. We are going to contact you and we're going to come and talk to you about your professional project. We've got limited spaces in the cohorts because of the pricing. Obviously, it is quite attractive. So we want to make sure that the people who get in are people who have, well, the best chances of success, the right motivation, and the right career plan. So if you want to come and apply, we'll call you, we'll talk to you, we'll make sure your project is aligned with the role that you're applying for. And if you decide to commit and go ahead, we'll give you a 10% discount if you apply by the end of the week. So if you're close to a decision and interested, follow one of these links, apply, and talk to our team. And if you need help making your decision, again, there was that link that I gave about skilling consultation. So we'll have that discussion, and we're happy to support you. And if you're looking for a path that is not yet on our website, so something other than these two, email us at this email address here and let us know what path you want, because we will be putting together more paths. And if we know what are the priorities that people want the most, then we can well, we can make these come first. So let us know, yes, what you're looking for, what you need from us, and we'll do our best to put the solution together and support you to be successful in this space. Now, we've already overrun a little bit. Let me see if there's any unanswered questions in the chat. All right, it looks like Elena's been answering everything. So we're going to be in touch with the recording, the slides, and if you've got any follow-up questions or comments, you'll be able to respond to our email and start a discussion with you. So I look forward to further discussions. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to this webinar. I hope that you got some value out of it and some clarity about the Microsoft Space opportunities. And yes, I hope to hear more about what else we can do to support you. Have a lovely, lovely day, and we'll be in touch very soon with follow-up documents.